Another beautifully snowy Western Pennsylvania day here at the shop. And we're back on the Elcamino. All right, everybody. Back again on this Elcamino. It is a snowy snow day here in Western Pennsylvania. I was up at 4 a.m. and it was already snowing. Big flakes. So, a little cold out here in the garage, but got to get something done. Actually rigged up some heat up. You can't see it there, it's behind the three-wheeler, but we got a gas furnace over here, not quite big enough for this garage. You can hear it running in the background there, but it's at least on and making heat. I do have a wood burner for in here as well that is big enough for this garage, but snow falling off the roof. But I don't have a chimney for it, and chimneys are expensive, so that one's just PVC pipe. Anyways, back on the Elcamino here, we got some parts to tinker with today, make a short video. So I got the pieces for the bottom of the doors. We're gonna put those on and hopefully get this piece of stainless trim in the bed here. Yeah, there it is, on. And we've got door hinge pins and the roller pin. So I'm going to try and open the door here. I think I'm going to have to pull the 2500 back a little bit here, but the roller pin in this door is completely shot and bent sideways. This is actually for a later Elcamino, but thanks to Amazon reviews, I think it must have been. A guy said it does fit the earlier ones, you just got to cut the top down a little bit. So we're going to try that. We're going to try and at least get the old one out and potentially replace the pins and the bushings. My concern is, does this have wiring in it? Yeah, it's got speaker wiring in it. And we can't, again, we've got to be careful here. Let me spin this around and show you what we're working with. So you can see there, this one is totally cracked. The hinges themselves are good. But as you know from the other videos, the bottom of this door isn't really the most solid. So taking the door and setting it on a jack and a 2x4 probably isn't going to work. Where is the wire between here? I'm not even seeing it. You know what? If this wasn't hooked up for it, then we'll just take the whole dang door off. But it should have been. Being an Elcamino classic. Anyways, we're gonna see. I know this is gonna be a pain to get off. I've seen people do it with a sawzall, with a chisel. And then again, if we can't hold the door up, it's going to be even more of a hassle to swap these bushings. The pins we could probably do easily, but the bushings will be a hassle. So let's see. Let's move this beast back a couple feet. Still for sale. Anybody's looking for a good 2500. Let's move this back, get this door up, and see what we can do here. She's giving way. And that's going to be really great to try and drive out of. The gap at the bottom of that door was about 8 inches, so yeah, that tells you how deep that is there. Wonderful. All right, there's no wires here. And not only that, but the hole where they would go is plugged. So I guess that makes this a lot easier because we are just going to take the hinges completely off, try and do it and catch the door. And then we can rebuild these the correct way. So I'm gonna try and set a tripod up in here, but we'll see. All right, so while I don't want to prop this up, and I certainly can't prop it up with a jack like everybody does, because we'll just crush the Bondo, we're gonna have to do something, because I'm never gonna line these bolt holes back up once I get it off. So yeah, thinking here. Check back in a few minutes. And that gun case that was in the back of the truck worked nicely. Yeah, only problem is it brought the car up. So, well, I guess that's fine. I can lift the car up with a jack easier than I can lift that door up. So let's proceed. Let's get this thing off. Figure out where the heck we're gonna set it. Yeah, I don't know. Better one of these trucks. Maybe. No, that's glass under there. We'll figure it out. 3 trucks, lots of bed space. Oh, it's off, but as I suspected when I was taking it out, he's at play. Oh, don't fuck them too much. So they're gonna be absolutely terrible to line up again. But we're here, so let's just do what we can do. I'll put some of that rust preserver on a lot of this, vacuum out that, but onwards and upwards. All right, first step is getting this door spring out, which is a heck of a lot easier without the door on. 1/2 inch, right way, wrong way. Come on. I am dreading putting this door back on now because I knew there was adjustment. These body, I'm gonna fix one problem and create 16 more. There we go. Still got the factory paint on it. All right. Oh yeah, look at that. That was ready to come out. So let's get that one first. Actually, I think what I'm gonna do, I have the Sawzall here, but instead of that, we're gonna just grind this off because we can actually get into it right now. That pin is in rough shape. These ones actually aren't bad. Yeah, that one is missing the bushing. So, all right, let's get the grinder, grind this off. I guess I can knock this out too. There's nothing stopping me from doing that. Let's do that first, actually, because that'll be less in our way. This one of them goes down, one of them goes up. Nope, both of these go up. So let's hammer them out. We're using our completely handleless garbage ball peen. Yeah, could have expected that. Is she moving at all? I don't know. Just cut it out too. Put it on the vise and knock the pins through, but then we got to try and fight the grinder in here. Oh, we get Sawzall it. I don't think it's moving at all, folks. Maybe it is. There we go. And I didn't bring the other tool for that. Wait. Use the right tool wrong way. I did bring punches, so now that it's up, we should be able to get a punch in there. Alrighty. Yeah, now you can't drive the punch. I gotta remember that too, because that's gotta be in like that in order for that to catch. Once this is on, it makes it easy to goof that up. This would have been impossible to door on. I'm a little happy that those speakers weren't wired. Sure. Why do they make it so difficult? Okay, well, it's out. It might be easier because we can hit from the bottom up. I'm going to clean the grease off of there too before I put that other piece on. Not much left of this bushing. Huh. It was brass. You can see. Sometimes I think the new ones I have aren't brass or they're coated. Yep. That's all that's left. All right. Dome light doesn't work, so I don't know if that works or not. This one's gonna be a nightmare. It might get cut out in a couple sections. But let's get the grinder. Let's get the wire wheel. That one might be more difficult. All right, be back in 2 seconds. All right, let's try and cut this off. Almost forgot to squint there for a second. All right. Now, I did forget to squint there. Nothing. I was afraid of that. Wants to fall down in not an ideal spot. Alright, so the hang up appears to be this crusty part here. So we're going to cut this off here and here, take the center out, and then hopefully it'll let me drive that through. Then my last Sawzall blade for metal, so cross your fingers and pray to Santa that it works. Alright, should probably get this good gun case out of here before I keep messing it up, but I'm not going to do that. So, let's see if this will come out now. Oh, come on. God, the paint's not nice. Woo! We got one. I need something longer, I think. Oh, yeah. Let me get something a little longer here to drive this out, so I'm not beating on my fingers. It's becoming a hassle because this garage is 50 feet away from the other garage, which is where all the tools are. That'll actually work. Figure I'd have to ruin an extension. Woo! And all this other junk that needs to come out anyways. I'm gonna set those right where I need to kneel so I can put them into my knees and hurt for a few days. All right. Now we just need to get this one out, which I am debating doing the same thing, cutting it off. Then I can take it in and work with it out. Oh, come on, last blade, folks. Come on. I guess this one we can get with the grinder. Let's put our safety squints on. Or can we? Haha, we cannot without cutting the door. I could do this and drive it backwards. I think I did this before the interior was decent. So many things in the way. That's not working. Well, at least. Probably because that's tapered. Okay. Back to cutting it out. Almost. Why do I have this cone here? Oh, I was holding the door up. Can that come out now? Should just fall out. Loosey-goosey in there. Oh, the bottom got cut too, so it was all the way through. May have created more of a problem than we had. Now we got to get this out of the way. Get it up and out. Okay. Now this, you would think would drive out easier. Break my hand today with a hammer. I have to cut it in between these two, like I did the bottom. Miserable. Absolutely. Well, I guess if I cut this further up, and it should pop up and out. Okay. Take this end of the bench vise and this one. Let's knock these out. See what we can do. All right, those are cleaned back up. Where did I set them? Oh, right here. No, they're not cleaned up, but the pins are out of them. I've got some of that Eastwood rust encapsulator I'm gonna put on it, but I did notice the bushing wasn't fully out of this. So let's try that, get that out. Good. All right. Man, I cut that pin into pieces, so that's not gonna help us determine what size this new one needs to be, is it? Well, how in the world did they cut it down, folks? We cut the top off. We cut the bottom off. That one was peened over, so this one needs to be straight. Huh. Okay, well. I don't know. Put the other ones in first. With their bushings. And which ones go where? They've got washers, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Why is only one of them a press? Nope. Yep. That one has to go there. This one also still has part of the bushing in it. Knock that out while we're thinking of it. They can drive much better. Sure doesn't want to drive down. At least, for what that's worth. And it's still stuck in there. Okay. Alrighty. We know some of these. I know where they have to go. I should probably put some of that rust encapsulator on these spots first. Oh. Before we put those on. This one's a little tweaked too, but we're just gonna have to live with that. Let me get a paintbrush and some of that. Now this, I do not want to get on this gun case at all. I don't know what temperature you're supposed to spread this at, but I'm sure it's colder than what it's supposed to be. And this brush was a polyurethane brush up until right now. Let's see how that affects it. Doesn't look like it affects it at all. Yeah, I better move this gun case. I'm gonna be pretty salty at myself if I get black stuff on a black gun case, and the camera's on it, so 2 seconds. Oh, can you see me now? I'll tell you what, I really like this stuff. I used to buy Chassis Saver, POR 15, all sorts of different stuff. This one is the one that I like the most thus far. And I know I'm gonna hate it when it's all over my hands very shortly. But I'm not gonna take this door off again. So let's do it right the first time. Hands come clean. Rust is forever. just like diamonds. Bolt down here while we're at it. And I'm going to do the other pieces once they're in. I don't get it all out. It's already all over my hands. Great. Okay. I'll be in black hands for the next short while. Okay. Doing a little bit of this body scene here. No one's going to see it. The door's closed. Okay. Let's put these pins in. I stick them all now. There's no destructibles with these. Where did I put the actual pins? Okay. Now both of these went down in this application. I know on a lot of the other ones they go up and down. Put up here. These just hammer in there. Great. And now let's fish this out of the door for 25 minutes. Oh no. It's stainless too, isn't it? I'm never gonna get that in the bag. Stay tuned, we'll be back after a quick sponsor break. Alright, I didn't videotape it, but the way to do it is with this drift punch. Because where the shaft gets bigger is the exact size you need to catch that but slip through. Here's a question, should I put this? No, I could have if I would have done it first. Shite. It's not supposed to go like that on the other one, so we'll put it up like it's supposed to be. Someone's going to tell me I'm doing this wrong, and I'm sure that I am, because all the other ones are done. I have 2 up, 2 down, different setup for the these ones that pushed in. This one, I figured was going to be a problem. It's the knurled one. And it doesn't help that there's junk all over it now, making my hands black. Let's take that one out here. And then, damn it, that's I believe this should have been going down, so I should have put this one in first. It's gonna work for what it is. But it'll work better. At least driving it in, I do it this way. This is going to be on my hands forever. Oh no. Well, that won't work. What about this one? That one will. Bend the shit out of it. That's the goal, right? No. Quarter-inch drive would work if we don't have one of those. Ah! I hope acetone gets that off. I'm gonna be a very unhappy camper. What to do? Works, but then you can't drive it on the top. Take this whole pin. I don't know how many good whacks I really need to get things set. Bigger hammer. Maybe. Different punch. Side of it. Slowly, my hand is getting blacker slowly. You know, the rust falling out of the floor pans. If we tweak this, we'll just drill it out. God bless. I am not looking forward to getting this out of my hands. Got it. Alright, where's our other one now? Here. Here. Good. Lose that, so we can't find it again. Alrighty then. I don't think I do. For what it's doing, it should be fine. What's going on here, folks? This is the one I cleaned up. Drilled out. Oh. Yeah. little clippy doos that go on them. Usually you get them with a socket, which is what I'll have to get. I wonder if I'll go down with this. I'm gonna try it. Perfect. Okay. Screws for the other one. Let's do this. Remember I said there was a certain way this had to go? I don't remember what that way was. Well, that's not right. That's gonna have to go up. Right? So this goes here. Oh, no. This goes on top. I think this doesn't. Did it? Can it? Should it? This is the part in the story where I'm going to look at the YouTube videos that I just started making and see what I did wrong. This has a knurl part. So this definitely sits into here. That's a little tight. I did smack this a lot. And we're only the thickness of that bushing off. Alright, 2 seconds. Alright, it's on. It's not as, sounds loosey-goosey. This one's a little too tight. But I think we're gonna live with it. It's a little bent. That make it any better? No, not at all. Let me get this down further. There it goes. Still a little tight, but better than floppy. Hopefully put that on right, like we talked about. We shall see. Let's see where this nifty little roller pin lines up. That actually lines up perfect. Huh. What was that guy talking about? Not fitting. Here, let's get you in closer. I'll show it to you. All right. This is up in here. I should just put the thing in to show you. Rides right where it needs to be. So that's perfect. We got I still gotta put this on the other one. Washer and this is probably an Allen head. Yep, let me go get that. We'll put this on. I'll cover this all in this black stuff, cover my hands some more. And we can put the door back on. All right, we're gonna attempt to put this door on here. This is still tight. I played around with it about 6 times. It's because the bracket's tweaked. I pounded it out, pounded it down. So this fits on there correctly, but the pin isn't quite straight, but it should work. I'd rather have it like that than a floppy door. I'm gonna put never sneeze on all these bolts. Set the door back on here. I made a mess of. And see how much of a hassle this is going to be. I have a feeling it's going to be a pretty big one. But I'll fast forward you through that. And we're making a mess already. Oh man, I look like the Tin Man. Anyways, let's speed it up here. Put the door on and see how many tries it takes to get this door lined up. CB antenna that's in the back. pretty damn close. First time ever doing door hinges. Pretty close. Top bolts went in pretty easy. These bottom bolts did not want to line up. Back yourself to get a couple turns on this one. So now we're going to put the spring back in. We're going to paint the rest of this with the rust encapsulator to protect it. I think we might adjust this now. Well, about 2 hours later, that spring's in. I'm gonna say that out of all the things I've done automotively, that's gotta be top 5 worst. This thing doesn't work for crap, wouldn't get it tight enough. I ended up having to put it in the bench vise and squeeze zip ties around it and then put it in like a loaded grenade and cut all the zip ties out. And even that took me 5-6 tries, so what a... Oh, nope, now it's real stiff closing. But there we go. So let's put some of that rust converter on there, or rust encapsulator. And I think that's gonna do it for right now. That was a lot of messing around on that spring. All right. We spilt some. I'll clean that up. All redone, touched up, covered in rust encapsulator, and she shuts solid now. I don't know if those body lines were ever true. This one lines up, so you know, we'll see. It's good enough for who it's for. We can do a tad bit of adjustment, but based on that center line one here being on, I think we're pretty close to on. I'm gonna put that trim piece on the bottom. Don't need a video for that. Clean up that other one. Get this traffic cone out of here. But all in all, I would say that was pretty successful. Other than the spring, went better than expected. Well, we're gonna call that successful for the Elcamino door today. Like I said, I'll put that trim on the bottom and get it done. First time doing door pins, not complexity, not too bad. That spring was the worst part. I think if I would have maybe had a better spring tool, it wouldn't have been so terrible, but stay tuned. I think the next step's gonna be the floor pans here. That was just a little side project that I wanted to get done. Put that trim back on the door, and we'll dive into these floor pans and start doing some interior stuff here. I debated doing engine stuff first, but you know, this isn't conducive to an engine hoist, so I think that's gonna be springtime once there's concrete in here. Got to work on this case back here too, but for today, I think that's gonna be it. We've got a lot of snow outside. I gotta get that taken care of if I ever plan to get vehicles out of this garage. So like, subscribe, and come back for more videos.